and the starters for our first race. On this Saturday, September 20th program, top of the stretch, Billy and Bud and Charlie Miles, Rumpus Star and Lonnie Stokes, Amon Emon and Paul Bro, I Wish, and Mark Haig, Ask Us, Steph DeCourcy, then Arcane Chris, Gordy Hennessy, Smooth Sammy G, and Sam Hodgen. Outside, your 8 entry is Island Power and Steve Treitz. 8 across, and here they come. They're off and pacing. Good start for the first 3. Also Arcane Chris busting out of there. Round the first turn, Billy and Bud using the rail to his advantage, getting a slight lead on the outside and driving for it. That's Rumpus Star. 3 wide. Amon Emon is on the outside, forced to drive on from a third. Then racing fourth, I Wish. Arcane Chris is out as well. And Hennessy still on the outside and still there. Fifth. Then racing 6, Ask Us and Smooth Sammy G. Island Power trails the field that opening quarter in an even 30 seconds flat. We get a battle up front. Billy and Bud and Charlie Miles on the inside. Then outside second parked is Rumpus Star. Inside third is I Wish, riding along the pylons. Then on the outside, still parked is Amon Emon. Also, Arcane Chris is still parked on the outside. Then Ask Us. Smooth Sammy's going to take the outside too. And then Island Power trails as they were halfway home. And they're 4 in and 4 out, 1:01 by that opening half, 31 seconds in that second split. Billy and Bud. Rumpus Star on the outside second. Then I Wish is right there. There goes Arcane Chris. He's been out the whole way, but he's still into it. So is Amon Emon, and he's in between horses. And the first 5 tightly bunched. Then Smooth Sammy comes to 6th. Ask Us and trailing Island Power. He'll try it from the backfield. 3/4, 133 and 1. Around the turn, Billy and Bud leads by 2, looking for a maiden record here. Then up the inside, I Wish is second. Then on the outside, driving up third, still is Rumpus Star. An 8th to go, Billy and Bud the leader. I Wish is second. Then Rumpus Star. Amon Emon comes up the inside late, and he's going to get up for the deuce. But it's Billy and Bud. How about that? A maiden record in our first race for Billy and Bud. Charlie Miles going all the way. And the time for the mile, 2:05 and 4, a maiden record for Billy and Bud. And back to the winner's circle. First ever career win for number 1, Billy and Bud. He's a 3-year-old force of life gelding out of the nightly blue chip mare, LF Dorothy. Owned by Ralph and Charlie Miles. Charlie does the training and the driving of the 3-year-old gelding. And it's a maiden record for him today. 2-5 and 4. 4 win this half. Hold all tickets. And the top of the stretch now approaching. Bat Boy, he's got the inside. And Stephen Treitz. Then from post 2, Oh My Beautiful Doll, Sam Hodgen. West Gem Princess scores 3, Gordy Hennessy. Bold Ryan, he's got 4 for Mark Haig. Race on Brandy, Charlie Miles. Impish Art, Gary Wright. And outside, Nicole's Baby. And Lonnie Stokes, 7 across, and here they come. They're off and pacing. Another solid start. Bold Ryan busts out for the lead on the inside. Bat Boy firing out of there as well. Around the turn, Bat Boy on not for long though, as Bat Boy is rolled off stride, and he's off stride and on the run. That leaves Bold Ryan free on the lead, and the Hag sits straight up in the bike. Oh My Beautiful Doll also off stride. Now taking over second, West Gem Princess. Then back in third at the cones, Race on Brandy. Then racing in a fourth and back pacing, that's Bat Boy. Then it's back to Impish Art in fifth. Racing sixth At the cones, Nicole's Baby trailing the field. Oh, My Beautiful Doll and Bat Boy. Another bad break as they went by that opening quarter. 28-4. And Bold Ryan on the choo-choo here today. And he's out by 3. And a quick quarter. 28-4. And the Hags sitting straight up in the bike. West Gem Princess is racing second. They were halfway home in 59-4. That's a 31-second second quarter up for Bold Ryan. Then racing second, West Gem Princess. Third, Race on Brandy Impish Yard. Fourth, then Nicole's Baby back to Oh My Beautiful Doll and Bat Boy onto the three quarters. Remind you the inquiry is up as they move to the three quarters. Bold Ryan out by 2.5. Then West Gem Princess closest to him. Three quarters, 1:31. Bold Ryan out by 2.5. And Haig goes to work on him here, and he's responding. Now moving out by 3. Make it 4. West Gem Princess. Bold Ryan starts to dig in here and pace away. Bold Ryan. Then West Gem Princess, Impish Art. And on the outside, Nicole's Baby's coming on. But this one is all Bold Ryan and an easy, overpowering win for Bold Ryan in this class, and he goes gate to wire for Mark Haig, and the time for the mile, 2:01 and 2. 2:1 and 2, and Bold Ryan, wire to wire victory. And back to the winner's circle. Winner of race 2, number 4, Bold Ryan, a 7-year-old son of Liz Ryan. Out of the Escape Artist mare, Slidini. Omegord White, Gary Atchison, Earl Fram trains. Mark Haig in the driver's seat on Bold Ryan. And that's 3 wins now on the season for the Pacer. And this afternoon, 2:01 and 2. Bold Ryan scores victorious here in our second race, and the favorite on the board at $2.50. $2.50 favorite. Scoring here in the second race, it's Bold Ryan, the Hagler, Mark Haig driving 2 races. So see if he can continue that trend. They're behind the gate now with Miramichi Gouch. Lloyd Hanna, he's got the inside post. Then Remember Johnny from post 2, and Sam Hodgen. Scoring 3 now is Talking About My Boy, Mark Haig. And the one making a break before the start, Loosetown, and Gordy Hennessy now moves into post 4. Then Rita Sealster, Colleen Clancy, and outside Lucky Alberta, Lonnie Stokes. Here they come. Off and pacing, another good start. Remember Johnny busting out of there, Talking About My Boy. On the outside, then Loosetown is 3 wide around the first turn. Then right behind them is Lucky Alberta, and she's looking to slide in. And Loosetown has made a break up the backside, and he's a second choice on the board right now. And he's off stride and on the run is Talking About My Boy. Now comes up to take the lead. Remember Johnny. Here comes Lucky Alberta on the outside, and she's going to get parked here on the outside second, and she'll try to get in the 2-hole, and she does now that opening quarter. 29-4, nestled in the 2-hole, Lucky Alberta. Then Remember Johnny third. Then Miramichi Gouch is racing fourth. Loosetown back pacing and on the move, and trailing the field, Rita Sealster 3/8 in through the stretch, racing to the half-mile point. And it's Talking About My Boy, and he doesn't cut many races out, and we'll see how he does off the front here. On top by a length and a half, Loosetown on the outside, back in it, 1:01 and 2, halfway home. Then Lucky Alberta right there inside, racing third. Then fourth to the outside, watch for Miramichi Gouch, and he's getting in gear, and he's got a strong finishing kick. Now on the outside, fourth. Then racing fifth, inside is Remember Johnny, and trailing the field, Rita Sealster, Talking About My Boy. Looking brave though on the front here, and he leads a length and a quarter, 3 quarters, 132 and 4, 31 and 2 rating in that third quarter, and they're back-to-back 31 and 2 quarters, and he looks comfortable on the lead here. Talking about my boy, and he now moves out by 2. Talking about my boy, he's on top. Lucky Alberta second. Miramichi Gouch on the outside is flying, but may have waited just too much long here, and it's going to be Talking About My Boy and Hagas back-to-back winners on today's program. And looking good sitting aboard Talking About My Boy. And time for the mile. 2:03, and it's a gate-to-wire effort. Talking About My Boy. Judge is just looking into the brakes in the mile. And back to the winner's circle. Second straight win on the program for driver Mark Haig and his 29th win of the season. Driver Mark Haig aboard 4. Talking About My Boy, he's the son of Armbro Emerson. Out of the big towner mare, Raceway Hanover, owned by Kevin Brown. Kevin does the training. Mark Haig in the driver's seat. And Talking About My Boy picks up his third victory of the season. And a gate-to-wire effort. You don't see him very often on the front end. But the Hagler got him there today, and he remained there every step of the way for the victory. 2:03, Talking About My Boy in his third win of the season. And the Hagler with back-to-back wins. Top of the stretch now, race 4, down to a field of 6, All-American Dazzle. He is out. 6 horse field, a wide open one here. We got PH Catman, Stephen Trites, Quality of Money, Lonnie Stokes. Materialism, Mark Haig. Wilson's Cam, now post 4, Sam Hodgen. Mag AM, Ricky Collins. And the outside goes to Fernhill Treasure, Gary Wright. Here they come. They're off and pacing PH Catman on the inside, digging for the lead. Then Quality of Money and the big fella on the outside driving second and looking a bit rough there around the turn. Then racing in a third. That's Materialism. On the inside, taking over 4th, Wilson's Cam. Mag AM has to go to Plan B, and Ricky Collins has taken her to the backfield as taking over 5th now. That is Fernhill Treasure. Mag AM now trails the field, and Quality of Money did get in the 2-hole. And your leader, PH Catman, by that opening quarter, 30 and 3/5 PH Catman. Then racing second is Quality of Money. Materialism third. Here comes Wilson's Cam on the outside. And Quality of Money appears to be out as well from the 2-hole. And here comes from second as they approach the half. PH Catman, Quality of Money outside. Wilson's Cam, Materialism. Then it's back to Fernhill Treasure, Mag AM as they were halfway home in 1. No, 1 and 1 around the turn they go. PH Catman on this front end effort for Stephen Trites. Then on the outside, Quality of Money digging in. Inside third, Materialism. No real estate for him yet. And he's on the inside, no room. And he's right there third. Then Wilson's Cam racing 4th. Fernhill Treasure on the inside 5th. And she's not out of it by any means. Mag AM, and she can finish good. And she is 6th by the 3/4. 131 and 4 PH Catman. Then Wilson's Cam. Watch for him. He's got a quick brush, and he may have just timed it right here. An 8th to go. PH Catman, the one to beat, but Wilson's Cam on the outside is digging in, and they're neck and neck. PH Catman now. Wilson's Cam takes over. Wilson's Cam, PH Quick Cat, and Quality of Money. That's your top 3. Unofficially, of course, and the time for the mile, 2:02 and 3. 2:02 and 3. 4th goes to Wilson's Cam. Bringing back to the wire now, the winner of race number 4, number 5, Wilson's Cam. He's 10-year-old son of Cam Luck. Out of the three-foal mare, Wilson's Gem, owned by Belinda Gray. Trained by Harley McKinnon, Sam Hodgen. In the driver's seat, Wilson's Cam, his 6th win of the season. And this afternoon, 2:02 and 3. Wilson's Cam. And he had the most pace through the home stretch, getting up to win it for Sam Hodgen, 2:02 and 3. And the starters for the 5th behind the gate. And approaching top of the stretch, here's the field for the 5th. Hurricane Island, Steph DeCourcy. Wild Cherry, Ricky Collins. Bert and Bert, Chris Davies. Then Kushla McCree, Steve Treitz. Kara's All-American, Mark Haig. Then Dr. Decimeter, Gordy Hennessy, Ridiculous, and Sam Hodgen. 6-7 across the gate this time around. Race number 5. Here they come. They're off and pacing and going out for the lead. Bert and Bert looking to get the lead early and in command, and he's there around the first turn. And Bert and Bert firing under there. Then Kushla McCree on the outside second. Hurricane Island up tight right there third. Then Wild Cherry gapped out a length and a half back in fourth. Then Kara's All-American gapped out further on in fifth. Then racing 6, Dr. Decimeter, and trailing the field past the opening quarter, Ridiculous. By that opening quarter, 29 seconds flat. And your leader, Bert and Bird, and Davies is handling Treitz's parking ticket here. And parked on the outside is Kushla McCree. Then Hurricane Island keeps the holes filled back in third. Then Wild Cherry takes to the outside fourth. Kara's All-American. He's trying to get underway from fifth under a stranglehold. Then racing back 6, Dr. Decimeter, and trailing halfway home, Ridiculous. They were by the half. 58 and 1. 58 and 1/2, and it's Bert and Bert on top. Then on the outside, Kushla McCree, and what a cutthroat half that was for her. Then Hurricane Island's going to sneak up nice, and he's now second. Kara's All-American tips out 3 wide. Now third going on as they pass the 3/4. Bert and Bert, Kara's All-American making a sweeping move and trying to get to the lead. 3/4 1, 29 and 2. Kara's All-American. Bert and Bert on the inside. Watch for Hurricane Island. He's got some pace with an 1/8 to go. Kara's All-American has taken over. Hurricane Island on the outside. Bert and Bert, he hasn't given up yet on the inside. Deep stretch. Bert and Bert is going to win it. He comes back on to win it over Kara's All-American. Hurricane Island third. Chris Davies, another win in the driver's seat. And the time for the mile, 2 minutes, 2 fifths. Bert and Bert and Chris Davies in the 5th. And back to the winner's circle. The winner of race 5, number 3, Bert and Bert. He's a 6-year-old son of Liz Ryan out of the Big Towner mare, Battletown Beau, Omedan, and Ron Hildebrand. Trained by Chris Davies. Chris in the driver's seat for the pacer. And Chris has gotten this fellow around a couple of times, and he last scored a win when Chris drove him down the bottom of your program. In Chris's first day of driving, I believe it was, back on July the 12th. And Chris in the winner's circle again with Bert and Bert. He hasn't drove him to a win since then. But again, gate to wire trip, and this horse never gives up. You think you got him in the stretch, and he comes back on again. And Bert and Bert does it again today. The mile, 2 minutes and 2 fifths. It's the season's best for the pacer. Top of the stretch now for race number 6, Lobster Tail and Beer, Chris Davies and Hijinks Banka and Stephen Trites. Front running and Rick Armstrong, ROF Racing High, Sam Hodgen. Salzbrook Dandy, Gordy Hennessy. Tigress Colleen, Mark Haig. And from the outside, just a reminder, Jeff Lewis and Lobster Tail and Beer not on the gate today. Here they come. Off and pacing, Hijinks Banka, and he can leave, and he's got the inside track right now with the one not on the gate. That gives Hijinks Banka a free shot to the lead, and he's on top and racing second, front running. Salzbrook Dandy got away well, and he's in the 3-hole at this point. Then on the outside, racing fourth and getting in now, that's Tigress Colleen. Then back in a fifth, ROF Racing High. Sixth, to just a reminder, Lobster Tail and Beer trails as they're by that opening quarter, and Hijinks Banka on that opening quarter panel of 31 seconds. And so far, getting everything his way on the lead here, on top by a length and a half. Then racing second, right there as well, is front running. Then third, Salzbrook Dandy comes out to move, and he's out to challenge from third. Then right behind him, ROF Racing High. Then Tigress Colleen, just a reminder, and trailing the field halfway home, Lobster Tail and Beer. They were by that marker in 102 and 4, 31 and 4 in the second split, and getting it his way on top, Hijinks Banka looking good. Salzbrook Dandy on the outside now, racing second. Then racing third on the inside is front running onto the 3/4. Then racing back in fourth, Tigress Colleen. Then fifth to the inside goes just a reminder. Then ROF Racing High, and trailing the field far back, Lobster Tail and Beer. It's Hijinks Banka, the one to beat here, 1:33 and 2 around the turn. Hijinks Banka, Salzbrook Dandy in front running. They're side by side. Then just a reminder has come to fourth and eighth to go. It's Hijinks Banka digging in. Hijinks Banka, then front running now second. Salzbrook Dandy third, but it's going to be wire to wire for Hijinks Banka, and he wins it for Stephen Trites in for second, front running, and Salzbrook Dandy fills out the top 3, and the time for the mile, 2:02 and 4. It's Hijinks Banka, 2:02 and 4, race 6. And back to the winner's circle, winner of race 6. Number 2, Hijinks Banka. Hijinks Banka, 6-year-old son of Happy Paysack out of the Big Towner mare, Hobby Hanover. Owned by Stephen Krause and Amy Boyer. Roy Dickinson trains. Stephen Trites in the driver's seat this afternoon. A gate-to-wire effort for the pacer, and it's his 4th of the season. The mile, 2:02 and 4. Hijinks Banka scores here in the 6th. And the starters for the 7th race behind the gate. And approaching the top of the stretch, Kane Rise Again and Colleen Clancy. Spring It On Me and Lonnie Stokes. J.K. Shadow, Mark Haig. Ashby Corner, Steve Trites. Then Jacob and Chris Davies. Bandit Colleen, Gordy Hennessy. Pictonia and Best West, Paul Bro. And Ocean Pacific, Sam Hodgen. Here they come. They're off and pacing Jacob, and he's firing out of there, and he's got the lead already. Jacob around the turn, then racing second on the inside. Kane Rise Again, J.K. Shadow gets to the inside now, racing in third, then racing fourth, Spring It On Me. Then Ashby Corner tries it from fifth, then racing in sixth, Bandit Colleen. Then it's the 2 trailers, Ashby Corner, and trailing the field at the back of the pack, that is Pictonia and Best West, and Lonnie Stokes made a big move to come around 2 of them, and he's now in the 2-hole with Spring It On Me. Jacob took him by the opening quarter of 30-1, and that's pedestrian-like for this fella, and he's on top 3/8 of the mile in. Jacob, then Spring It On Me is racing second, J.K. Shadow, then Ashby Corner, Kane Rise Again, then it's back to Bandit Colleen. Ocean Pacific and Pictonian Best West, they were halfway home in 59-1, 29 seconds in the second quarter. And he's usually up the first quarter in that speed, and he goes it in the second split. And he's on top by a length and a half. Spring It On Me is racing second. Then third to the inside, J.K. Shadow, and he's coming up the inside nicely as they pass the three quarters, and they were there 1:29-3. Jacob then racing second. J.K. Shadow, Spring It On Me, starts to let go, and he is all done and stopping like an 8-day clock with 1/8 of a mile to run here. And on top, Jacob. Then on the outside, J.K. Shadow. Ashby Corner coming on, but Davies is going to get his second win of the day. And young Chris Davies, 2 wins on the afternoon. He does them both in wire-to-wire style. And it's Jacob time for the mile. 2 minutes, 3/5, and it's Jacob. And back to the wire, the winner of race 7. And for the 15th time this year, Jacob. Now 15 wins on the season. And with the win, he'll go right around the $8,000 mark for seasonal earnings. Now 15 wins on the year, the son of Blissful Hall out of the log mare Salt Shaker. Owned by Kenny Fudge and Dave Mitchell. Ken Fudge trains. And Chris Davies, fastest trip in 2 years for the pacer. And Jacob, right down his card, a lot of wins on the program, and he's got 15 on the season now. 15 wins on the year, almost winning half of his starts all season long. What a campaign he's having. And the mile, 2 minutes and 3/5, gives him his fastest winning trip in 2 years. Top of the stretch now for race 8, Dillinger's Lady. And Sam Hodgen. We'll see our Dolly Dance, Rick Armstrong, Consider Me Lucky, Mark Haig. Jig Time Silencer, Chris Davies, Daya Harlaka, and Stephen Trites. Freestone Lexi, Lonnie Stokes, Cosmic Tross, and Colleen Clancy. Dillinger's Lady has rolled off stride. She's gone to a break. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Consider Me Lucky. Jig Time Silencer on the outside. He's fired up here early on. And on the outside, Consider Me Lucky has the lead. On the outside, Jig Time Silencer racing second. Then back in third, up the backside. And driving up Daya Harlaka. Then we'll see our Dolly Dance takes over third. Then Daya Harlaka is racing back in fourth. Then racing fifth, Freestone Lexi. And she's getting on the outside and moving. Then it's back to the 2 trailers, Cosmic Tross, Dillinger's Lady. They were by that opening quarter, 29-2 up front, Mark Haig. And he's having a pretty productive day here, and he's leading. And Davies getting impatient in the pocket, and he's going to move early here and try and get the lead from Consider Me Lucky. And Consider Me Lucky still has it. And Jig Time Silencer is racing second. Then racing third, Freestone Lexi on the outside. Then inside, we'll see our Dolly Dance Daya Harlaka back out to move. Then it's Cosmic Tross and trailing Dillinger's Lady. Halfway home in a minute. And a 2/5, Consider Me Lucky, looking good. Then racing second, Jig Time Silencer made a move, but he is going nowhere. Up the inside, we'll see our Dolly Dance is going to take over second here in a moment. And there she goes, now second. Then tipping out wide, Freestone Lexi, Daya Harlaka. All he needs is some racing room, and it's not there yet for him. 3/4, and they were by that marker 131 and 3. And the Hagler looking for a driving triple here, and he's out by 2. Off the turn for home, Consider Me Lucky. Consider Me Lucky. Then racing second on the outside, Daya Harlaka is coming on, but it's Consider Me Lucky, and it's the Hagler, a driving triple on the afternoon. Then Daya Harlaka gets the deuce. We'll see our Dolly Dance finishes third. And the time for the mile, 2:03. Pretty now, the winner of race number 8, number 3, Consider Me Lucky, on by Shyla Watson of St. John, trained by Brock McEachran. Marquet gets his third driving win of the afternoon, and she's a daughter of Northern Luck out of the Happy Motoring mare, Crimson Crimson. And 4, Consider Me Lucky, win 3 of the season. Flash Gary is back out there for another picture here. Flash Gary Haig. And he's back out in the winner's circle for this picture. 3-5 all triactor, place and show on the 6. Place and show money on the 6. 3-5 all is your triactor. And the starters for the 9th, behind the gate, Red Boots. Sam Hodgen, Milt, right next door for Phil Reed. Then Valid Appeal, he scores 3. Charlie Price. Good Night, Renee and Steve Treitz. Arcane Agent, Gordy Hennessy, Always Jarwa, Wayne Hubbard. Victory.com, Lonnie Stokes, and the outside entry way out to post 8. Lucky Northern Star and the Hagler. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Quick Start, Valid Appeal. Steps out for the lead. Price tries to angle him to the lead early on here, and he takes the lead around the turn. Then way out from post 8, Lucky Northern Star leads well. Milt right now is second. Then on the outside, Lucky Northern Star may get a parking ticket here on way to the opening quarter. Then back in 4th, Good Night Renee. Then it's back to Arcane Agent in 5th. Racing 6, Always Jarwa. Then on the outside, and moving goes Red Boots, trailing the field as they pass the quarter. And trailing is Red Boots at opening quarter. In the 29 and 3, it's Valid Appeal. Lucky Northern Star on the outside, racing second, and she is parked at this point still. Then back in 3rd, Milt's got a good trip, and Good Night Renee back in a 4th. Then Always Jarwa tips to the outside in a 5th. Then racing 6, Arcane Agent back to Red Boots, and trailing the field now, Victory.com. They were halfway home in a minute, and a 3/5 on top, Valid Appeal, and he's looking good. Steps out now by 3.5, make it 4, Valid Appeal. Then racing second, Good Night Renee. On the inside, right there, 3rd. At the pylons, that is Milt. Then it's Always Jarwa. 3/4, 1:31 and 3. It's Valid Appeal on the outside. Good Night Renee is right there. Always Jarwa tipping out 3 wide. Milt right there. Red Boots with an 1/8 of a mile to go. Valid Appeal could be an upset here. Good Night Renee on the outside is coming on. They're in deep stretch. Valid Appeal. Good Night Renee is going to get the deuce. Then Red Boots way outside for third. And the time for the mile, 2:03 and a 1/5. Feed the cats too. Pretty now, the winner of race number 9, number 3, Valid Appeal. He's a 3-year-old son of Albert of the storm damage mare. Violent Storm, Joe Mott, Gene O'Connor, trained and driven by Charlie Price as Valid Appeal picks up his first win here in New Brunswick. It's his 3rd of the season, and the mile, 2:03 and 1. 2:03 and 1, and nice to see Gene O'Connor back in the game, and he's got part ownership of this good-looking 3-year-old Valid Appeal. Mile and 2:03 and 1. Field of 8 moving in behind the gate. It's post time. Top of the stretch, Dusty Lane, Eli and Lonnie Stokes. Island Eagle, Sam Hodgen. Ryan's Fancy, Randy Phillips. Pitbull Hanover, Stephen Treitz. OB Viking, Chris Davies. LMXKR, Charlie Price, Amon Shannon, Paul Burrow. And then the outside Magnetic Bank of Gordy Hennessy. 8 across. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Quick start for the first 4. They're all getting out of there as they round the first turn inside with the lead. Dusty Lane, Eli, Island Eagle. On the outside second, he'll get a nice trip here. Then on the outside driving third, Pitbull Hanover. And he's fired up on the outside now third, now second. Island Eagle now third. Then on the outside driving up Amon Shannon. Then on the inside, Ryan's Fancy. Then it's back to OB Viking. Magnetic Bank and LMXKR is going to have to do it from the back of the pack as they were by that opening quarter, 29 and 4. And they're already bunched up. Only 5 lengths separating the entire field. 3/8 in. And we got some wicked racing action. 4 in and 4 out as they approach the half. Dusty Lane, Eli, and from the back we get a 3-wide move coming now, and LMXKR has decided to try a 3-wide move, and they're halfway home in a minute and 3/5 around the turn they go. Dusty Lane, Eli, LMXKR made that 3-wide move. He's up to second. Island Eagle is following it up nicely in third. Then Pitbull Hanover, he's been parked the whole way, and he starts to tire. Then on the outside, Magnetic Bank now comes to fourth. OB Viking, he's full of pace on the outside, fifth. Then on the inside, 6, Amon Shannon as they drive past the 3/4, 1:30 and 4, LMXKR, Dusty Lane, Eli. Then Island Eagle is going to try it 3 wide with an 1/8 of a mile to go. LMXKR, Island Eagle on the outside, and he's soaring on the outside, and he's going to get the win here. Island Eagle soars to victory in the top class. And not bad for a $2,500 claimer. Just a few weeks back, and the time for the mile, 2 minutes, 4/5. Island Eagle takes our top class. And back to the winner's circle, winner of race 10. Our top class goes to 2 Island Eagle. He's a 4-year-old son of Arcane Hanover out of the Walton Hanover mare, Carabelle Hanover. Alme Francine Pellerin, Christine Villieu. Trained by Earl Fram, Sam Hodgen in the driver's seat. Island Eagle picks up his 4th win from 18 starts this season, and the mile in 2 minutes and 4/5. Island Eagle takes our top class of the afternoon. The mile 2 minutes and 4/5 in line to Sam Hodgen. And as mentioned, this horse claimed back the 1st of August for $2,500 down in Maine. And he takes this afternoon's top class. Island Eagle, 2 minutes, 4/5. And behind the gate now, the 11th race, Fittipaldi and Sam Hodgen. Fastest Can Be, Mark Haig. Diamond Heart, Colleen Clancy. Golden Days, Chris Davies. Holiday Moon, Jeff Lewis. Ed and Eddie, Gordy Hennessy. Dusty Lane, Oscar, and Lonnie Stokes. Tisha's Pit Pony, the outside. And Stephen Trites, here they come. They're off and pacing. Good start from the inside. Fastest Can Be getting out of there, as is Fittipaldi as they race around the first turn. And they're 3 wide and way to the outside. Gordy Hennessy has taken over with Ed, and Eddie as he makes a bold early statement here, and he's got the lead. Then racing second, Fittipaldi. Outside third, Golden Days. Then racing fourth, Fastest Can Be. Dusty Lane Oscar sits up in fifth. Then racing sixth, Diamond Hard. Back to Tisha's Pit Pony and Holiday Moon. That opening quarter, 29 and 1. Loose on the lead here is Ed, and Eddie. Then we got a first up mover, and that's Dusty Lane Oscar moving from fifth, and he's now all the way up to third. Fittipaldi is still in the 2-hole. Then back in fourth, Golden Days. On the move, Fastest Can Be. Then Tisha's Pit Pony, Diamond Hard, and trailing halfway home, Holiday Moon. And it's Catch Me If You Can here by Hennessy. And he's over the half, 59 and 4. Around the turn they go. Ed, and Eddie. Then on the outside, Dusty Lane Oscar has come to second, and he's closing quickly. Then back in third, Fittipaldi. Golden Days angles out, and the mare on the move from fourth. Then racing fifth, Tisha's Pit Pony. Then it's back to Fastest Can Be, Holiday Moon, Diamond Hard. All Ed, and Eddie, and he is looking good today. 1:30 and 4 past the 3/4. Ed, and Eddie. Dusty Lane Oscar is inching up on him, though, and getting closer with every stride. And he's up now to challenge the leader. An eighth to go. And down the lane on the inside, Ed, and Eddie. Dusty Lane Oscar. Golden Days on the outside is coming on. Deep stretch. Dusty Lane Oscar gets up to win it at the wire. Then in for second was Ed, and Eddie, and Davies got up late there for third with Golden Days. Fittipaldi looks like he was back in fourth money, and the time for the mile, 2:02 and 3. 2:02 and 3. Dusty Lane Oscar takes the 11th. And back to the winner's circle, winner of race 11. Number 7, Dusty Lane Oscar. Dusty Lane Oscar, a 4-year-old son of Pants to Reason, out of the What a Monster mare, Dusty Lane Lynn. Almessandra Deverin, trained by Earl Fram. That's 3 training wins on the afternoon for trainer Earl Fram. And the mile, 2:02 and 3. 2:2 and 3, Dusty Lane Oscar. And that's his second straight win. And it gives him 10 on the season. He's now in double digits in wins. And Flash Gary, he's out there again for another picture. And a tip of the hat here in the winner's circle as Dusty Lane Oscar takes Race 11, the mile 202 and 3. Here in race 11, second straight win for the Pacer.